felt great to be on the field again. Was very excited. It felt good to be out there and try to help my team win. Having that opportunity meant a lot.
You guys offensively seem to do a lot of good things in the first half. What happened in the second half? Why weren't you able to sustain that?
We had little mistakes here and there. We didn't finish our drives. A lot of those drives we finished with field goals. We finished those with touchdowns. The outlook of the game is different and it plays out differently. So that's something we have to be able to do, is get sevens instead of threes.
The TD pass seemed to get caught up in the wind. What kind of factor was the wind?
It was something we were conscious of, but it wasn't something that played a huge factor. For me, more importantly, was that first drive, being able to hit that one to Torrey. That would have been big to come out that way, give us that lead, and then be able to play from there.
Did you feel rusty at all, or nervous, or did it feel different than it did a year ago?
No, just excited. Was excited to be out there with my teammates, have the opportunity to go out and compete.
Was that first pass to Torrey, was that wind affected, or was just
I think that might have been a little juice of being out there and having that opportunity. Saw the coverage and knew we had it, and just let it fly a little too long.
Was it refreshing for you, despite all the other things that have been said? You are a football player first. To get a chance to go out there and play football, were you happy to do that?
Oh, most definitely. Once again, I was very excited, very happy to be out there. Happy to have the support of my team as well.
What kind of treatment did you receive from Bills fans? And there was a report that somebody may have thrown a bottle at you.
If they did, they didn't have very good aim. So, but I had some Bills fans before the game come up and say they support me. So, I think it all depends on who the person is. But at the end of the day, I'm going to continue to fight for what I'm fighting for.
Do you think you have a bigger platform now because of your back being a starter, that your message maybe carries even more weight now?
I think the message carries weight because people realize what's happening, what's going on, and that it's something that needs to be addressed, and that there's people's lives being taken and lives being affected by this on a daily basis. And it's something that more and more conversations are happening that need to happen. So ultimately, we can address this issue and create change.
What's the nastiest thing somebody yelled at you today, and what's the best thing somebody yelled?
To be honest, I was focused on football, so I really wasn't listening to what was going on in the stands.
Why was it important for you to with Ali shirt?
To pay homage. He was someone that he fought a very similar fight and was trying to do what's right for the people. And for me to be able to have someone like that come before me is huge. And he is someone that helped pave the way for this to happen. And what he did and what he stood for, people remember him more for that than they do as a boxer. And I can't let him die in vain. I have to be able to try to carry that on and try to fight that same fight until we accomplish our goal.
Colin, there was a group of Bills fans, maybe 50 or so, before the game. They all kneeled outside the stadium during the anthem to support you. What does that kind of support mean to you?
That's huge. I think it's something, once again, that people are realizing that this is a real issue that affects many people. And, it's something that has to be addressed. And until, us as people recognize and address that some of us have privilege, some of us don't. And some of us are able to do certain things without consequences, and others of us can't. Those are all things that need to be addressed. Me as a black man that plays football and is considered a celebrity, I'm treated differently than a black man that's working a 9-to-5 in the hood. And that's just the reality of it. And it shouldn't be that I'm treated differently than that person or he's treated differently than me. We're human beings, and that needs to be something that everybody's treated that way.
There were also T-shirts being sold outside with your face in a rifle scope, threatening you, and some pretty nasty things. How do you feel about that? Have you been continuing to get death threats?
Those are rare occurrences now. I think for the most part, people are realizing the impact and what's going on. And like I said from the beginning, I knew the consequences of what could come with this, and I was prepared for that.
Couple more.
Colin, just before kickoff, the fans were chanting USA, USA. The implication could be
that they mean that you're somehow un-American, what you're doing is un-American. How do you respond to that?
I don't understand what's un-American about fighting for liberty and justice for everybody, for the equality that this country says it stands for. You know, to me, I see it as very patriotic and American to uphold the United States to the standards that it says it lives by. You know, that's something that needs to be addressed.
Inside that locker room, you guys have lost 5 games in a row now. What's the state of this team, and as the starting quarterback, how do you try to turn things around and uplift them?
We work. We have to, you know, go in, correct things, make sure everybody's on the same page. We can't make the mistakes that we've been making. We can't hurt ourselves in situations, and when there's opportunities to make plays, we have to be able to make those. And up until this point, we really haven't.
Do you think
Last
you did,
one,
do you
guys.
think you did enough to show you deserve to start again next week?
That's really not for me to say. I went out, I played as hard as I could, gave this team everything I had, and I'll continue to do that every week they let me.
All right, thanks, guys.
Who do you exchange